Hello and welcome to Kump.
Hello.
Hello, Lucie.
Hi.
It's a lovely week, isn't it? It's a cold week in New York.
It is cold.
I'm wearing. People like to critique my fashion as if I'm a. Who would be critiqued? Like people at the Met Gala, men who go to the gala of balls and swim with the swans. Those are the men you typically hear about what they're wearing, you know, who they're wearing, what kind of scarf they put on in the bedroom, things of such nature. But for some reason, I'm being singled out constantly with the hoodies. I need more hoodies. Apparently, you buy a good hoodie because it doesn't fall apart. It's a Carhartt.
Look, I don't think that those men at the Met Gala are that much better dressed than you.
No, I mean, if anything, those two tuxedos. I mean, you try picking up a bunch of wood in a tuxedo, you see what happens. It's disgusting. But
you know, maybe you could have a splash of color in the hoodies. It probably wouldn't hurt. Like,
I like to be neutral toned. I like to be earth toned. I like to be like my Batman. Why can't I dress like Batman? But in my own way. Like, I'm not going to wear a bat head or whether he has like a helmet or a cowl. He calls it a cowl.
Well, how would you feel if I?
What if I stopped a rape in this hoodie? Everyone would start going like, wait, man, we were the wrong ones, the chosen, not the chosen ones.
Well, then the hoodie should be in a museum.
Yeah,
and you should get a new one.
You really think every rape that gets is that how infrequently rapes get prevented? That they would just put some guy stopped a rape and he's wearing this. And,
they should have a could have been a rape museum.
Wow. Well, let's think about this. There could have been a rape museum.
Museum of artifacts.
Okay, so it's stuff that's been donated either by women who were almost in the process of being brutally raped or still brutalized, perhaps.
But who maybe stabbed their rapist to death.
Okay.
And then, they get some of his blood on herself. And so, you have the blood stain.
Was she dead?
No. She stabs the guy.
I just got really depressed because I thought this was some kind of advice that they would give to rape the women. Look, you're probably going to die. But if you have a knife, we can defend ourselves. Well, no, but you can stab him and get a little bit of blood on your body of his blood.
Yeah,
and then maybe they'll catch him. The cops but they won't.
Well, she stabs him. Some of the blood gets on her, sundress, and the sundress goes in the museum.
Right, but is she alive to take her kids?
Why wouldn't
take her kids and show them?
Why wouldn't she be alive?
Look, kids, this is the dress I was wearing when your father. He got really drunk and you know how he is. This was a darker time. He's gotten better since then. A
darker time.
Well, you think they split up? They might have split up. Your father is why I left your father.
Yeah.
The turns you were picturing some random man in a pantyhose, coming after a woman. But it's not often not that. It's often someone you know. So I'm being very, feminist here.
That's true. That's true.
Exactly. But what kind of artifacts are we going to find there? We're going to find, the rapist artifacts?
Your hoodie. No, this isn't about could have been a rape.
Right, but what if it was like a Cosby's?
The rapist clothes go in the rapist museum.
What if they found a bunch of Rufinol, or whatever Cosby used? Quaaludes? It's like an old Quaalude container they found hidden in his jerk-off drawer of his dresser, where it's just a bunch of porn and Quaaludes and.
I feel like they would just put those in some Hollywood museum.
Planet Hollywood. That's probably where it goes.
Yeah, it goes to Planet Hollywood.
Next to Jaws, and I'm assuming Bruce Willis's. What does he have? A tank top.
Yeah.
From Die Hard.
Right.
He always seems to be wearing that dumb bomber jacket. He was in the 90s and the 2000s at least. I don't know how you try to make that iconic, but he should be wearing a bib. I'll tell you that much. I like him though. So can you think of any famous like thing? Like, what's the draw of this museum?
Well, it could be educational.
No. I mean, like, what's the like when you go to the Smithsonian?
It's to celebrate heroes.
When you go to the Smithsonian, you're like, we gotta see Archie Bunker's chair and the ruby slippers and the gorilla from King Kong, the dead gorilla that they used to film King Kong. So what would be in?
I would imagine that there could have been a rape museum of historical artifacts would have sort of the same draw, the same audience as like a firefighter museum. You know, an old firehouse that's been converted into a museum. This is where we. So
you're saying Anderson Cooper is going to turn the rape museum into his house?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. That's what he does. He lives in abandoned firehouses.
Yeah.
But I digress. But I think you're missing the point.
Right.
Archie Bunker's chair, ruby slippers. What are the key items that like? Oh, we can't not go to the used to be a rape museum. Whatever it's called. When we go, where's it going to be? Detroit. In the Badlands of Detroit. Like we can't. Where would it be? Orlando, Florida. Like I know you want to go to Disney World for 3 days, but we're gonna do 2.5 because I gotta see this exhibit at the used to be a rape museum. So what is that exhibit? Is there
Not that used to be a rape museum. That could have been a rape museum.
Could have been a rape museum. Different, yeah.
Well, look, it's not really realistically. The museum's not really going to pop off until we get a really famous anti-rapist vigilante, like
me,
like you.
Sure, but like, has no one ever prevented a rape before?
Well, I don't think
or not even like prevented. Well, like,
I'm sure they have. I don't think anyone's ever prevented like a string of rapes that they'd be famous for.
All right, if I'm the president of the could have been a rape museum, I might have to like I know it's about like glorifying women who didn't get raped. But we might have to throw a couple, because there's no famous versions of that I can think of. And you've brainstormed. I mean, you're my head of marketing. You brainstormed this.
Right.
We might have to include a couple, I don't want to say successful rapes, but whatever the term is. Finished rape artifacts. Like, are there famous rapes in history that like weren't prevented?
See, the thing is, I don't know that you really want to be like, those would be like Confederate statues, kind of. That would have the same feeling as like a monument to Jefferson Davis.
Well, but you could have, I think there are museums that would like showcase the Confederacy.
Sure.
You just don't want to put it in the park. I'm not asking to put like a rape bandana, like a rapist lucky bandana of a rapist into like, Central Park in New York City. That would be crazy. I'm talking about having, but like we need to. I mean, did Jack the Ripper do any raping?
Jack the Ripper. I'm not sure. Did he rape or did he just kill? I feel like he did these surgical killings.
He was a gore guy.
Yeah.
Al Gore. That's what I call him. Al Gore. I think we gotta stop saying that word because YouTube, the algorithm's gotta hit.
We're gonna get hit hard.
I mean, we don't monetize it, whatever, but like we'll just call it. What's the word we should use in place of it? Because we're gonna keep talking about this. Dandelion. So, what are some famous dandelions in history that we could that was Cleopatra? Like, was any empress ever? None. It seems crazy.
Well, now it just seems like you want to make a museum dedicated to like powerful women who were taken down a peg.
That's not the intention. That's not the intention. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm Harvey Weinstein. Maybe we'll get like Gwyneth Paltrow to donate one of her candles that smells. Well, no, I don't want to get into. I don't want to put the image in everyone's head. But like one of her Goop things. Maybe Goop will sponsor it. And we'll do a Harvey we'll have a Harvey Weinstein wing. And it'll just be his like weird like mittens that cover his like animal hands and the towel from his massage. Maybe a massage table.
We're approaching that point in an idea's origin. Mm-hmm. Where the person with the pure intentions goes, you know what, I can't be this is spiraling out of control. This is becoming something I never intended it for it to be.
And this is time.
At this point in our business relationship, I would exit. And then you would create the museum, and I would end up suing you.
Well, fine. I mean, like, because it is the classic time for the person who is, dare I say, the Shark Tank boy, to like bring some reality into this whimsical idea and go, look, we gotta make money. No one's gonna lease us for free this space, so we need people to come in the doors. So maybe we do movie rapes. There we go.
Wait, look, see, the fact that it's like in movies, there are plenty of scenes where someone stops a rape.
Yeah, Back to the Future.
Much more so than in history.
Well, look, that's sad, but so it's a rape prevention / movie memorabilia museum.
Now we're cooking.
And we'll have Michael J. Fox come, and he'll do whatever he can do now. I mean, like, it's thoughts and prayers of Michael J. Fox. I don't even want to make jokes about his situation. It's so horrible. I mean, he might be happy, so I don't want to make him feel bad. But
I think he wrote a book about how he's happy.
All right. Well, I mean, that's right? Great. He deserves for some of my nervous system to be ripped out of my body and given to him.
He's great.
What does he have?
He is so famously and publicly happy that
it's kind of enraging. How good is your life? Like,
Yeah.
You go to his house, it's just like covered in like weird massage balls.
Yeah.
Like as he moves around a lot. As he moves around, he's in like I picture it's like a car wash, but with massagers, and he just roams around his house, moving very radically sometimes. But he's being massaged by all angles, and then there's ladies and people with chocolates, and he's just and people with feathers, and they do things with the feathers,
Yeah.
just crazy stuff.
I wonder, and maybe this is out of line.
Yeah,
but I wonder if other people with Parkinson's like kind of hate him.
You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, most people with Parkinson's. I think most people are kind of unhappy anyway. We're not happy, people in this country. And so if you have Parkinson's, I mean, yeah, sure. Maybe it focuses you because it's like, it makes you focus on the things you like. But like, you gotta be screaming at the TV. Going, why am I doctor? Fuck me. I have the worst doctors. Why couldn't they fix this? Like, you can blame God if you want, but I blame the doctors. I mean, there's no cure. What have you been doing this whole time? You playing golf? I thought you were a Parkinson doctor. What's a Parkinson? That's gotta be a weird thing. If you're a Parkinson guy, no,
oh sure.
It's like you just like I'm gonna get into a field that like all I do is tell people there's nothing to do, which is probably not true. There's probably things you can do.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything we can do about Parkinson's?
I don't know. I mean,
like,
if anyone could do anything, it'd be Michael J. Fox, and he seems to be getting worse. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, so maybe my point stands that like they're there. I mean, do you go to a special doctor when you have Parkinson's? Like a specialist? I'm
a Parkinson's. So, yeah.
Because I always wondered what kind of guy, for instance, becomes a gynecologist. It's a weird move. It's just like, I mean, especially back in the day. Like, what is it lucrative? Like, whatever. I don't know. But like, what kind of guy? I'm gonna be the Parkinson guy. And your whole gimmick is just like, you tell people they're gonna die. Well, it's not lethal, is it? See, I shouldn't be talking about medicine. You tell people it's gonna get worse, and then you go play golf. That's how sick this country is.
I mean, I think it does kill you eventually.
I mean,
I think
maybe.
I don't know if it like directly kills you or if,
Why can't we fix this, Lucie?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why can't we fix anything in this country? What if should we do like a telethon?
For Parkinson's?
For Michael J. Fox.
just for him.
I want the money to go to him. If he wants to give it away to someone else, it's his business. But I don't want to have to feather out who's a faker or not. Now I know who would fake that. Plenty of people. What are you talking about? I would. I haven't, but I mean, it's like people. I can see the people jumping on me. Who would fake having a disease to get money? Like all of my neighbors in this building. Everyone who makes noise in my hallway.
Right.
When whether them and their friends are just like going to the elevator and just giggling and fucking punching each other. Be adults. Those people with fake Parkinson's.
Right.
So I don't want to deal with that. It's
so
a
you just
hassle.
want to give it to Michael J. Fox. That's the only person we know for sure has it.
He definitely has. 100%.
This is great because Michael J. Fox, being him, probably has some kind of foundation called like the Michael J. Fox Foundation that like benefits people with Parkinson's. But we'll create our own Michael J. Fox Foundation that's just for helping Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, take the edge off. You know? He's giving all his money away. We want to give a little back to him.
Yeah,
and we'll buy him or maybe we'll just like we'll collect this money and then we'll buy him like a nice replica of the DeLorean from like a die-cast replica of the DeLorean from Back to the Future. It's like super expensive. But he's like not like he wouldn't give a shit. We collect 10 grand. How insulted would he be if we hold on. So we call our foundation and Telethon is called the Ray and Lucie Michael J. Fox Parkinson Foundation. And then so it's the Ray and Lucie Michael J. Fox Parkinson Foundation Telethon, right? And we tell him about this. And we're building this up, and it's like it sounds weird in his head. Why is it named this? These guys are fucking. This guy smells weird, but like he's like, oh, this like you collected money. We collected $5,000 from our Michael J. Fox Parkinson's Foundation, and we bought you this die-cast aluminum fucking replica of the DeLorean. He's so fucking dumb.
he would be so sick to his stomach.
We immediately go, can we get a picture with you? Yeah. And we have this guy come. We hire a professional photographer, and like it's not us, but we tell him to do this. But he's like asking, like he's getting all these different variations. Like it's not a quick thing. Like when I took a picture of my boss of Donald Trump back years and years ago. Before he was president, of course, I was very quick. Shot, 2 shots. This guy's gonna be elaborate. He's gonna be doing poses with us. He's gonna be asking, like, all right, now can you and Ray hold Lucie, and she's laying down with like her, fist under her cheek, like also. I remember we're sitting there going, we don't know why he's doing this. We don't know why. It's a good movie though. Back to the Future.
Yeah, it's great.
So is DeLorean going to be in our? Could have been a Dandelion Museum, whatever it's called.
Why not?
Yeah.
Because some of the money from the Michael J. Fox, the Lucie and Ray Michael J. Fox Parkinson's Foundation, may end up being embezzled to go towards the Could Have Been a Rape Museum of Historical Artifacts.
I can picture myself in front of Congress. Now, I don't know why it's been escalated this far to Congress, but Senator Dodd, you don't understand. This was about rape. It was about honoring women who had the wherewithal to stab their rapist a little bit and get some of his blood on them, just to get clues.
To get clues.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
How did we get into that? Was this something we're talking about? I don't remember. That was a really long tangent.
That went a lot of places.
Yeah. What we got going on? Alec Baldwin is being sued. Apparently. Now, what do you think that's about?
Is he being sued over shooting that woman?
No. That's what I would have thought too. I would have thought he's being sued by the woman. Where is it? I'm trying to bring it up. Sorry. I thought I have a new thing going on with the screen, and I was trying to be all efficient. It's all multitask screen, and I can't find the picture of dumb Alec Baldwin. Doesn't matter. We'll just find it here. Alec Baldwin being sued by a Marine. Here we go.
By a Marine?
Yes, a Marine. Why? Look,
He's being sued by a Marine for not murdering enough.
This is kind of because this is weird. Cause I assumed it was just Fox News, because that's what came up on the Apple News was Fox News, and I was like, oh, they tend to kind of get a little juicy with the headlines, but everyone's citing the Marines. Oh, he's the brother of the Marine, so the family of a Marine killed in Afghanistan. Now, I know you're thinking, when was Alec Baldwin in Afghanistan? He's filming a movie called Rusty Kabul.
Wait, what?
It's Rust 2 C in Kabul, motherfucker. And he hired a Marine to be his DP, his director of photography, but he shot him anyway. No, that's not what happened. So apparently, there's a woman, I think, and Baldwin, after McCollum's death, Baldwin found one of the Marine sisters, Royce, on Instagram and sent her a check. Wait, well, hold on. I'm going to read this whole fucking... We're all over the place. Well, I am at least. But I'm going to read this. The family of a Marine killed in Afghanistan during the Biden administration's chaotic troop withdrawal has sued Alec Baldwin for defamation, claiming the actor falsely accused the servicemen's grieving relatives of being insurrectionists. But it's a weird way to go. It's a weird... I can't see how you would get to that point.
Yeah.
Riley McCollum, 20, of Wyoming, was one of 13 U.S. service members killed in the August 26 bombing outside the Abbey Gate of Hamid Karzai International Airport. After McCollum's death, Baldwin found one. This is why I started reading this before and it didn't make any sense. It still doesn't. After McCollum's death, Baldwin found one of the Marine sisters, Royce, on Instagram and sent her a check for $5,000 for his widow, Gianna Creighton, and her newborn. The actor told Royce that the check was a tribute to a fallen soldier, but then this month, Baldwin accused Royce of taking part in last year's riots in the nation's capital and called her an insurrectionist after she posted a photo on Instagram that she took on January 6, 2021 at the Washington Monument. What's going on?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I don't know. So
this is like 3 different stories just mushed together.
I think he just happened to send her a check, maybe.
So it was just a coincidence, like that.
I don't know.
That before he had sent this woman a check for her sister's dead husband.
Maybe.
Right? Like.
Probably. She posted the image on her page on January 1st ahead of the 1-year anniversary of the invasion of the Capitol. Royce, who attended a demonstration in support of Trump, was not involved in the riots and was never accused of crimes during the mayhem. Oh, wait, hold on. Neither Creighton nor McCollum's other sister, Cheyenne, were reportedly at the Capitol on the day of the riots.
Oh.
Quote. Hold on. So it might have been, no, it wasn't a coincidence. Or maybe it was. So he gave his money, right?
Yeah.
$5,000 to this lady.
Right.
For her dead husband. And a year later, I guess he happens upon her page and sees this picture she posts and writes, "Are you the same woman I sent the money for your sister's husband who was killed during the Afghanistan exit?" Paul reportedly wrote on Royce's Instagram. "When I sent the money for your late brother out of real respect for his service to this country, I didn't know you were a January 6th rioter." Ah! Oh, God! What a fucking lunatic!
Alec Baldwin is fucking insane. Also, even though the comment says, "Are you the same person I gave that money to?" He's just like stalking this woman's Instagram, going, "What is she doing with that money I gave her?"
Well, I love the idea.
He didn't just randomly come across her page.
I love the idea that he's asking though. Yeah. Like, hey, it's like what a thing to ask. Are you that fucking woman? Like if someone's Capitol riot, whatever this picture is. Are you that woman who gave the money for your brother's sisters, Marines who was killed, and now I didn't know you were a Capitol rioter. What the fuck? What if it's not her? Right. The sister pushed back at the actor, telling him that protesting is legal in the U.S. and that she had already been interviewed by the FBI. Quote, your activities resulted in the unlawful destruction of government property, the death of a law enforcement officer, and assault on the certification of the presidential election. I reposted your photo. Good luck, Baldwin wrote back, according to the lawsuit. I mean, he just killed a woman like 2 months ago, didn't he?
Yes.
What is he doing? Oh, my God. I mean, is your life changed forever? You're that bitch I gave money to? You ungrateful whore? Are you a capital girl? What the fuck?
I think this is him.
I hope they deserve to win. This is like crazy.
To me, the most logical explanation for this is that the works kind of started to dry up after he shot and killed a woman, and
the work, yeah.
And he's now tracking down every penny he gave away. Going,
look, if you were,
I want my money back, you capital rioting bitch.
That money was for burying your jarhead husband. And if you didn't put him in the ground, I want it back. Like, what do they think? What do they think? I mean, does he follow? Does he give people money and then follow them on his, like Instagram? Does he does he donate money to people and treat them like an ant farm?
I think he remembers every penny he gives away.
But he does. He probably has a list. When there's like you get, I don't have one, but I sometimes get added to lists. Like funny people or fat fucks or whatever, and so they exist. So he must have lists where it's just like people I paid, and it's just, and he probably like feels good about it because he knows he's a weird like when he wants to like feel good about himself. Yeah. He like looks at the people who like I gave his look at this little kid in a wheelchair.
He looks at the lives I've changed list.
Give you in a wheelchair $200. And he's scrolling through his personalized feed. He might have a separate phone for it. People like all his happy times phone. His good feelings phone. And he pulls it out and he opens the Instagram and like it's just all the cripples and the handicapped and the people with Parkinson's I paid off, and the wives of soldiers. Let's see how I gave life to all of you. He's just scrolling with his phone, and then he sees this woman at the Capitol riot. Like, he's drunk by the way. Yeah.
No, he probably regularly rages out at least one person he's given money to, like once a year, and this is just the first time we've heard of it.
Do they call her an ungrateful pig?
Yeah. Yeah, these are all just his daughter to him. Yeah.
He thinks it wasn't. He thinks she's his daughter's friend somehow. Like he doesn't realize. He thinks Instagram is just like pictures from the phone calls. I don't know. No, he doesn't. Oh. I mean, how long? How furiously was he waiting after he shot that woman, and then did a press conference? Like not press conference, like a. What do you call those things? A sit-down interview? Yeah. With who was it? Do you remember?
Was it Chris Wallace or something? That doesn't sound right.
Bill O'Reilly. Whoever it was, doesn't matter. Wasn't it Cooper?
Oh, no. Maybe. Oh, no, George Stephanopoulos.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, the man who hid Clinton's lies. Yeah. And then he just and credit to everyone who said he was a faker. I would tell some judgment at the time because, like, look, you kill a woman, you're probably not happy about it. Now I don't know. Now this is painted Alec Baldwin. This is he couldn't whatever.
Have you seen like that video he did with the Splenda packet?
No. What are you talking about?
I keep seeing it everywhere, but I actually haven't watched it yet.
Let me find it. So I can. It's on YouTube.
I think I have it here.
Let me bring it up here so. Splenda. What the?
But yeah, man.
Was this real?
I think so. Yeah. But yeah, killing someone fucks with you, I guess.
Why is this working?
friend's house, my friend David's house this morning. He came out with his daughter, who's dear friends with my daughter, Carmen, and he had a very unusual countenance to him. And he and his daughter proceeded to tell me a story that their neighbor, who lives 2 doors down from them, went to a store, like a takeout food place, Organic Crush,
what are you talking about?
out east here. And the woman who's their neighbor, she found this.
He's holding up a Splenda packet. Is there something written on it?
I can't. She found
Who is this
Splenda
for?
packet. She found the Splenda packet.
What is going
You are
on?
100% true. Thanks for the laughs, good sir. Cheers to a new year. Love you. It's
Oh,
the Splenda packet.
okay. So
Just
someone,
2022 is going to be a good year.
so some fan wrote him a note on a Splenda packet,
Yeah.
and he's posting it to the world.
He,
Hey,
he claims.
look, I know you people think that I shot some woman who I knew for no good reason. And then I went after this woman who's a widow of a soldier because I think she might have been at the Capitol. I gave her money. I don't know what's going on. But look at this. Look at this Splenda packet. What? This guy, I mean, he's proven he can kill people.
Yeah.
And he's this crazy. He probably shouldn't be on the streets.
No.
Why? I mean, this is the problem with the the prison carceral system in America. That Alec Baldwin is allowed to just roam free. He's gonna kill. I mean, I'm is my opinion that he could kill again.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want I know he gets very litigious with the women he donates money to, but so I'm gonna be careful in case he thinks I was at the Capitol riot. No, this is a madman. This is. Can we get him on the show?
Oh, we should try.
What would be the first thing you'd say to him? We'll get him. Alec. Can I call you Alec? Is that really, or is it Alex?
I mean, I would probably say
Is it Alex Baldwin or Alec Baldwin?
it's Alec.
Okay, I was asking that though.
you must know that.
Well, yeah, Alec Baldwin. Mr. Baldwin, thank you for coming.
It's good to be here.
Can I call you Alex?
Why would you be able to call me Alex?
Well, I mean, look, I know you're a Hollywood star, but I feel like
It's a completely
the
different
podcast
name.
is kind of an informal medium. I thought we could talk
If you were talking to Alex
first
Trebek,
name basis.
if you were talking to Alex Trebek, would you ask him if you could call him Alec Trebek?
I don't understand. I'm just asking to use your first name.
But my first name is Alec. It's very well documented.
It's Alec. Alec? Like I've heard Alex before.
Yes, it's Alec.
I've heard Alex before. I've never heard Alec. Are you sure? Is that like a nickname?
I assure you.
Is that a nickname that like you're named Alex, but like they call you Alec, like because you're?
I assure you.
Yeah, cowlick.
There are many Alex in the world, and I'm one of them.
Name one of the Alec. Name one more.
Alec Guinness.
Never heard of him. Don't know who that is. Think you're making them up. Is that just a beer you like? Anyway, why'd you shoot that woman? What?
She was a bitch.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you later. Fun times. So there's that. I guess we'll talk about this Batman that we have. Let me see this. Can you hand me this Batman?
The definition of Batmans are getting kind of loose here.
Well, you might think that. What do you think? You were asking me before, what is this? What is this?
Did I say it like that?
Well, I mean,
just like a shrew.
no. Why don't mean to be? In my head,
What is this?
I picture it as more like legitimate anger. Like, what is? You asked me.
Why don't you have more money? What is this?
To be fair, I think you asked like, is that a Batman? But I interpreted that as like, you're buying other shit now? But it's not. What do you think he looks like?
I thought maybe it was I know there's a character named Doomsday. I thought maybe it's Doomsday.
Yes, there's a character called Doomsday. This is not him. This is from the Death Metal, I think, or Metal. Dark Knight's Metal. This is the Destroyer Batman.
Oh, so that is a Batman?
Yes.
Holy shit.
100% of Batman. This is, remember all those variant Batmans? This one is Bruce Wayne. I forget what prompted it, maybe the Joker, but he splices Doomsday's DNA into himself and becomes this to help solve the world's most complex crimes, I guess, in his alternate world. So the world's greatest detective needed to enhance his detection ability.
Wow.
But he looks pretty cool. He was hard to stand up. I like it because it seems like of all the things Batman does as a billionaire, it's like the most Jeff Bezos thing you could think of. Like after he gets another divorce, he's gonna be his wife, he's fucking just making a stamp pad out of her pussy for Leonardo DiCaprio. You heard about that?
What?
There's that picture or interaction, or there was a video on Twitter like months ago where they're at some party and she's just fucking gushing over Leo. Like you can just tell how moist her tasty cakes were.
Wait, moist whose wife was?
Jeff Bezos' girlfriend.
Oh.
Leonardo DiCaprio. And you could tell he was just enraged. and I feel like this is a famous thing. You can look it up.
Wow.
Yeah. So I feel like this is
honestly, that's weirdly wholesome to me. Like,
what is?
Just because I imagine any woman who ends up with Jeff Bezos is kind of like I picture, a super villainy type woman.
Yeah.
But it's it feels very human that she would just be gushing over Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I guess the socialists on Twitter just ran with it because they feel like that was a win. We got him, boys. His wife wants to fuck Leo.
His wife wants to fuck another multimillionaire.
Yeah.
Well, not another.
Do you think he's attractive, Leonardo DiCaprio?
Of course he is. Yeah.
I think it looks like a mouse. I think it looks like a nice mouse, like a handsome mouse. No, I guess he's good looking.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't look. It's gonna sound phony, but he doesn't really do anything for me.
Well, good because he would never date you because you're not 19.
But
he only dates 19 to 21-year-olds. It's a good thing he doesn't do anything for you.
Well,
I mean, look, you were 19 at one point, not that long ago. But it's more a slight at him because why can't you wouldn't bang CJ Craig from the West Wing?
I think he has banged a 24-year-old, but that's probably when.
Is that true?
That's probably
crazy if true.
That's probably when he was his age now. So
that's probably when he was 14 on Growing Pains.
I still would have missed the cutoff, but
I mean, look, the guy is what do they call him? A libertine? Is it still a libertine if you're fucking younger people but you're older? Are you a libertine also?
I feel like that's who libertine was invented for.
No, it's invented for I think young people who just fuck a lot.
Maybe you might be right.
But I picture Leonardo DiCaprio showing up, was 50 now. He's showing up to the Riviera, hey, I'm a libertine.
Yeah.
I'm let me suck off your tits.
I don't. I think that it's just that's just you don't need a category for that. It's just
I'm just Leonardo. I'm what do you think he calls himself?
What he calls himself?
I'm the wet cheetah. That's what he says. Yeah. Some people like to call themselves, I'm a panther, I'm a wolf. He's I'm a wet cheetah. He just says that. He says that. He whispers that in the woman's ear when he's in a bar. They call me. I'm the wet cheetah. and she's disgusted. She's this is bizarre, but I'm still gonna have sex with him. He's Leonardo DiCaprio. He crawled into a bear. He crawled inside of a bear.
Yeah.
You know about that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How can you not have sex with someone who crawled inside of a bear?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Imagine wouldn't it be great? I mean, do you think he has the bear and he has sex with these young women inside the bear? That would be crazy.
You think he saves it?
Look, I mean, he might not need props yet, but he's getting there. He's starting to look. I saw a picture of him, and he was starting to look like his buddy from The Departed, Nicholson. Because Nicholson, look, he's still charismatic, but he's a weird looking guy. Leo might get weird looking. He's going to need to have that prop. Like when he wants to bang 19-year-olds in his 70s. He's going to have the bear skin, the bear carcass. And he's going to tell, remember The Revenant? And she's going to be like, no, I'm 19 in the year 2060 or whatever. I don't know what The Revenant is. I won the Oscar for it, sweetheart. Why don't you read a history book or two? And she's like, what? Okay. That's...
Why would that be in a history book?
Yeah. The history of men. Of cheetahs.
Wet cheetahs.
Wet cheetahs. Anyway, I crawled inside of a bear. I got a dead bear. I crawled inside of it. It was a real bear, I think. I don't remember if it was real or not. Was it a real bear? I think it was. I think it's a real dead bear, and he crawled inside.
I mean, it's only a story if it's a real bear. If it's a prop, then he's just climbing inside of a prop.
It's true. Yeah. You think I'm crawling through a fake bear, you bitch? You fucking scoos. You for scoos. You think I need you? I can get 1 million. I got women lined up the block who want to have sex with my bear carcass. See you later, toots. Anyway, want to go home with me?
That's probably like Leonardo DiCaprio at his sexiest.
Me doing it?
Yeah. Well, you first, and then after that, him and The Revenant.
You think that was he's all strung out and and confused the whole time.
Yeah, but I like that.
I mean, look, I get strung out like The Departed, where he's just like gnawing on his like.
The Departed too. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's weird. Honestly, like sometimes I forget like what a little angel baby he was.
Yeah.
Like
he was adorable.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine? You think a 19-year-old girl looks at that picture and goes, "I can't believe that guy made me do anal in a bear carcass in the year 2060." And someone's like, "Made you?" Like, I mean, I don't want to go that far. But I didn't want to per se. But I wanted to. I don't know. It was a bear. I felt like weird. Does the bear carcass belong in the museum? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Definitely.
I don't want to accuse him of that. I think it's all consensual.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Consensual bears. Look, if you can call that consent, do you think a bear carcass is such a erotic thing? The inside of a bear and the prospect of having sex with it is so erotic that you couldn't really call that consent. If you're inside of a bear carcass, you legally can't consent.
Right.
That should be a rule.
Because you can't resist the pheromones.
The
pheromones.
The pheromones might as well be MK Ultra drugs. Yeah. That's how potent. It's just like they're bear pheromones. And you're just like mainline. You're just like sitting next to his glands, sucking them in. You're probably gonna have brain damage.
Yeah.
From all his glands and his secretions. Poisons, if you will. So that's the Batman. I'll move back over here. Hello, Batman. You're a fan of vampires, right?
Well, I'm a fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Right, but you like all sorts of...
I'm not going to eat up any old vampire shit. But I like Buffy.
You like teenage vampires.
Well, there's a lot of teenage vampires.
You like young, sexy vampires.
I'm not a fan of like the Vampire Diaries, but yeah,
what the fuck is the Vampire Diaries?
Buffy is a classic show.
What's a Vampire Diary?
It's like a soap opera with vampires. Like,
isn't that what Buffy is?
No, Buffy is a very like rich, layered show.
I don't know about that. I mean, there's a bunch of... Well, okay. I mean, we watched a season of it. It's fine. This guy, Josh... excuse me, my throat's getting dry. a second. This man, Joss Whedon. Is it Whedon or Whedon?
Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon. The unfolding. So I thought this happened like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. This whole Joss Whedon being canceled thing. But this caught my eye. This is an article that was on the Apple News from, I think, Vanity Fair. And this is the cover. It's the undoing of Joss Whedon. See that? And he's posing the way like a 15-year-old boy tries to pose to look good in his school picture. Like when his mother gets him like those private school pictures, and like the fat photographer comes around and like poses him to look like he thinks he looks like a badass, but he looks like a fucking Oshkosh Bagosh kid. That's what he looks like here. I mean, my point is, he thinks he's like. Did he think this was gonna be a good article when he posted this picture? Like, why is? I mean, he's scowling at the camera. This is so weird because it's an article about his, and we're gonna go through it because I haven't really read it. But he's scowling at the camera, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, if you know it's an article about how you're a creep, why are you scowling? why are you giving us that image? But if he didn't know, like, did he just think it was cool? Like, this is my thoughtful, contemplative thing, but we're going to talk about how, all those women were liars. And then they just totally didn't do that.
Well, did they take this picture of him? I
mean, is that a stock photo? Would you do that? I mean, I guess you could. I guess I could be falling for like, this could just be some stock photo. But like, it seems like when you have a big spread, right?
Right.
Like this is the kind of picture you would see.
Yeah, well, these do look like pictures they took of him, actually.
Yeah. The undoing of Joss Whedon. Maybe this is a puff piece. Maybe this is his coming back story. Maybe he's going to... this article could be about how they're all liars. I mean, according to him. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
The undoing of Joss Whedon, the Buffy creator, once an icon of Hollywood feminism. Is that true? An icon?
Kind of.
For what? Because he made Black Widow date the Hulk?
It's because, like, like, with Buffy, like, there is, like, a lot of...
short skirts, I'll tell you that much.
Look, there are short skirts. But there is, like,
what's feminism?
A very feminist core to
what's
the
feminist?
show. Which there isn't. And you railroading me like this.
Sorry. That's funny line, though.
It's more feminist than this interaction so far. Let's put it that way.
This is a funny line. You know what saying?
What?
You know what's feminist? Having a great pussy. But anyway, sorry.
Look, there are a lot of there's sex appeal in the show. Nobody would deny that.
Right.
But there's a feminist core to it. Like Buffy is very three-dimensional. She's
I'll say.
She doesn't end up with a man.
Ever?
She's entangled in several little love triangles, but she never ends up with anybody.
That just seems like sad.
Yeah, but it's not a choice, because she chooses her destiny over the.
Is she supposed to be celibate to fight vampires?
Well, not necessarily celibate, but like you don't necessarily want to be like dating a vampire.
Are Slayers complications? Are Slayers not allowed to take the pill? So that's why she doesn't like fuck around. Are they not allowed to take birth control? I mean,
no, I think they are. I think they are.
But I'm picturing some kind of like 1950s puritanical thing going on. Like,
look, there might be some weird ceremony where they produce another Slayer under duress.
I don't know why she can't have a boyfriend. That's what I'm saying. But whatever. Doesn't sound feminist. I think feminism is letting women have boyfriends.
It compromises her judgment. Yeah.
Well, that doesn't seem feminist. You can't go near a man without going all ditzy doodle. Buffy is the greatest vampire slayer I've ever seen, but when you get a whiff of some jack, you go right out the window. You're totally useless, babe. You gotta keep you away from the jack. First sentence. Once an icon of Hollywood feminism is now an outcast accused of misogyny. How did he get here? He did stuff to women. But anyway, In the fall of 02, hundreds. Why do they write like this? I just want to get to the meat. This is in the medieval city conference, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't just scholars who worshipped him in those days. He was a celebrity showrunner before anyone cared who ran shows. In 2005, the comic artist Scott R. Kurtz designed a shirt that gestured at Whedon's stature in popular culture. Joss Whedon is my master now. This
is really overblown. I don't think he was ever this.
He was the fucking weird turd who, like, when you showed up at like Comic-Con, like there'd be 6 fat guys, and they'd be like, "I'm Joss Whedon. Hello." And like and there'd be some girl in like dressed up like what was it, in 2006? Like some girl dressed up like Bulma from Dragon Ball Z or some shit. It was like, yeah, kind of attractive. Perfectly attractive. I'm not trying to shit on her. But you know, he's not going after Kate Upton.
Right.
Or Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, he wasn't a guy. Like even the Buffy thing, it's like look, there are enough people who are into it, but like nobody really instantly respects it or anything.
No,
it's one of those things that's surprisingly respectable. Like it's like when you go back and look at it.
Hey, Joss, you're that guy who makes the vampire show, right? I'm Martin Scorsese.
Oh,
you know, I thought you were just some piece of shit turd loser who didn't have any balls, and your show was useless. But I had it on in the hotel room because my granddaughter, who's mentally handicapped, was watching it. And I thought for something designed for mentally handicapped little girls like my granddaughter, this is it's all right. Anyway. That's how Scorsese says it.
Yeah. Do you think Scorsese would like Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
No. I'm saying he thinks it's nice that he has a slight reprieve from having to like fall. I mean, not that he doesn't want to take care of his granddaughter who happens to be handicapped, but it's just more like, but like he wants a little bit. He wants to check his phone every once in a while. So like he plops her in front of the TV and like it grabs her attention. The men with the teeth.
It's just the teeth.
Yeah, the men with those pointy teeth.
She doesn't know that they're vampires. They're just like
they're pointy. Yeah,
they're just men with teeth that really focus her in for some reason.
Just draws her in and these short skirts. They were soon joined by Charisma Carpenter, who played Cordelia. That's exactly who I was thinking of. That Cordelia girl who he does stuff to in real life.
Well, he doesn't. Yeah, basically.
That's part of the story that I knew before this article. But she was always wearing very short skirts. And Buffy.
Yeah.
I only remember that because I was like, oh, that's the girl that he tried to like punch the baby out of her. What did he do? Anyway.
He tried to make her get an abortion. He tried to, he upbraided her for getting some tattoo of a rose or something.
You got mad? You got a tattoo of a rose?
Yeah, he like berated her for getting a rose tattoo.
You fuck. Can't believe you. Caligula. What's your name?
Caligula.
What's her name? Cordelia.
Yeah.
Hey, Cordelia.
We're not filming. Could you just call me Charisma whenever we're not filming?
Wait. Your real name is Charisma? Cordelia's a fake name? Why are you named? I didn't even catch that. Why are you fucking named Charisma? Charisma Carpenter? What kind of, like, I believe her, but what kind of fucking name is that? Charisma. Oh, God. I don't like that at all. Okay, hello, Charisma.
Hello.
I don't know where the riff was going. Well, you got a tattoo of a rose, huh?
Yeah.
Why don't you get a tattoo of Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Well, why would my character have a tattoo of Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Helps promote the show. I mean, it lets me know you care about the show.
He doesn't even know that Buffy is a vampire slayer, so.
Yeah, but no, I don't mean that. That's crazy. You really think it's crazy? I'm saying like a tattoo of the logo of the show. Let's just
again, like I don't think. Look,
with an airbrush looking picture of Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Look, I think that would just be like if people saw it, it would be a little bit meta, you know, like I don't think this was really a show where people have tattoos of the show logo in the show.
If you ever get pregnant, you know what I'm going to do to you? I'm going to hit you in the hand with a hammer. Don't you ever get pregnant, you fucking bitch. Soon joined by Charisma Carpenter, who played Cordelia and Buffy.
Whoa. Can we skip ahead a little bit?
I want to see what she says. After she became pregnant. Oh, go ahead. What?
You go ahead first, and then I'll go.
I just saw the word fat. That's what I was going to call her fat. Heading into the Angels' fourth season, he called her fat to colleagues and summoned her into his office to ask, as she recalled, if she was going to keep it. She claimed he had mocked her religious beliefs, accused her of sabotaging the show, and fired her a season later when she had given birth. He wanted to see if the baby was hot.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, she's going to have a baby. Well, let's just see it first. And he saw it. He was like, nah, I've had better.
We're going to cast that baby as a freshman in the high school.
I mean, he's just,
Puts the baby in a short skirt.
Yeah. What would you want me to skip to?
Okay. I'll just read it.
Okay.
It's a little later in the article. Honestly, it's like, I hate to say it because it is so cliche, and I don't think it's always true, but it is amazing how often it's true that you just can't trust men who identify as feminists.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing how often it's true. Okay, so here it says, in 2006, Equality Now presented Whedon with an award at an evening dedicated to honoring men on the front lines of feminism.
I mean, even just saying front lines is so gross.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
In his speech, Whedon referred to his mother as extraordinary, inspirational, tough, cool, and sexy.
Wait, what? Wait, hold. Oh, wow. Wow. I was about to go off just because, the idea that you think you're a feminist, first of all, because of anything to do with your mother, is the most insane thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's such a cliche response for a joke character to be like, oh, how many women are you friends with, right? That you don't have sex with? My mother. How about my mother? I care about my mother, whatever. I don't know who asked. First of all, to critique myself for a second, I don't know what kind of question that is. How many women are you casually friends with you don't have sex? I don't know who's asking that. But whatever. But
I like to think they were asking him this question at the event, honoring men on the front lines of feminism.
But yeah, so he called his mother sexy. Let's look her up. Was his mother sexy? Can we find this?
His mother was Lee Stearns.
Who's that?
She was an activist and unpublished novelist who taught history at an elite private school in the Bronx.
I'm gonna guess if she was hot, they probably would have published it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there's some CD publisher out there.
Look,
who try to bang hot girls.
I just don't think it's normal to refer to your mother as sexy, even if she was sexy.
No, of course. I mean, but
like men sometimes if they have beautiful mothers, they call them beautiful.
But there is room. Like if I was giving a speech, and you don't understand. A lot of guys talk about their mother, and it's their mother, and they took care of them when they were young, and they nurtured them, and that's why. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about my mom. She's got this fucking, this quality. I don't know what you call it, but it's you just fucking, her pussy smells good. It just fucking smells good. Mm. And then you start thinking about maybe I could pretend I could wear a mask and pretend to be a salesman. You ever do that? You ever knock on your own door of your house when you're a young man and you're wearing a weird mask, a bandana, and you're saying I'm a washing machine salesman, and you're trying to have sex with your own mother. I'm Joss Whedon. I created Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Very weird.
Yeah. Weird guy.
I don't know. So what did he do though? What is going on? We have what we've heard so far is the stuff like. Why is there an article now? Let's skip to the end.
I don't know. I know like at first it started with
It would be funny. Like he does this whole long interview where it's, and, like they pitched it to him as like your side of the story or whatever.
right.
And his like agent's like nothing good can come of this. Like look. I haven't gone to work in a while. People, they need to hear my side. Maybe, sometimes these things don't stick. And once you hear, maybe this Cordelia, this Cordelia woman, she don't sound so good. People hear about her rose tattoo, they think she's a slut. Whatever. I mean, it looks good. And then, he calls his agent the day his publisher's like, it's just the same shit. Oh, fuck. I mean, what did he do? Nothing, right? It's just what?
Look, I think that's kind of the extent of it. Like, I don't think it ggets worse than that necessarily.
I think we knew that 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, it's
I mean, is someone just out to get Joss Whedon?
Well, I think they're trying to explain maybe like when you put it in context of like him winning awards for being a feminist, it does kind of like seem crazier. But
what's interesting is that like if he tried to defend himself right now, like he tried to explain himself, he'd be like people are to get me. Like, I mean, they published this article 2 years ago. No, but they're republishing it. The initial thing's fine. Those people that was true.
Yeah.
But why are they republishing it? Ask yourself that question. So what's your favorite episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I like the one where Spike realizes that he... Oh, no, actually, I like the one where a Buffy's nemesis creates a bot that's in love with him. And Buffy has to destroy the bot because it starts killing people.
I like the one where that guy just starts biting his mother's pussy. He goes, I'm a vampire. Whee! And then no one slays him. And
that is a good one.
It's a whole movie of Joss Whedon. Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, do you feel bad watching the show now that that's been found out? You feel guilty? You feel like you're kind of to blame?
No, I mean, look, I watch all kinds of things.
Yeah.
I watch.
Anyway, look, it's a weird note to end on, the Whedon boy. Usually we say we wish him the best. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah. I mean, I hope he doesn't try to seduce his mother.
Right.
She's probably very old now. I mean, she might feel the same way.
I'll say
she might feel the same.
Best.
She might feel the same way. Imagine if they got together, after all, if like something good came out of this, and then him and his mom, started dating, kissing.
That would be a great way to end that story.
Yeah, and now he tried to prevent life. He took one pregnant woman and told her to go fuck herself, but told us to dump that thing down the toilet. But now he's dating the woman who was pregnant with him.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
They can find me on this podcast.
Okay.
Next week.
All right. I didn't mean to phrase it that way. I was giving you a chance to promote something if you want to. Whatever, it's fine. Look, I made it open.
I don't need to do it.
Go on the Patreon. We got Patreon. It comes out every week. It's phenomenal. The link's in the description. It's $5 to get an extra episode every week for $5 a month, not a week. $5 a month, extra episode every week. Crazy if true, and
wow.
It is true. So check those, check those out. Sign up for that. Enjoy. Have a great week. How's this work?